So we have learned about the basics in ArcGIS interface. Now let's start working. Go to All Programs, ArcGIS, ArcMap. It takes a while to initiate. So this is the user interface that you will see. On top of it is the tools that are available to you. And this is the data frame window, shows you what data that you have added to your map. And this is the map window that shows the actual data that you have. As you see, when my mouse moves, these coordinates changes. Now let's go ahead and add data. We need to click on this Add Data button. Now for the first time that you're working with ArcGIS, it doesn't know where your data is saved at. So first thing, we need to click on Connect to Folder. This tells ArcGIS where you save your data. So I'm going to connect to my D drive and data. This is where I save all my data. And now you can go here, folder connections. You will see the folder that you just added. For this exercise, we are going to use the states data. Click on states, select this file, click add. Now you will see two things changed. Here in the data frame layer, the file that you just added showed up here, and in the map window, you will see the content. And this is the units in real world units in meters. We are in data view now, and this is the layout view. It shows you the printout layout of your map. And now you see this unit becomes your paper unit in inches. A few useful buttons: zoom in, zoom out, and then if we go back to the data view, we can zoom in, we can zoom out. And then if you click on this button, this is very useful if you want to go back to the original full extent and see everything in your map. You can also click on this to go back to the previous map view. Okay. Now for this exercise, we want to show a map of United States, the states layer. If we go back to the layout view, you'll see, even if we zoom into the largest extent possible, we still have a lot of empty spaces left unused, which is not a good way to present your map. So what we need to do is to show a map area shows the continental United States. One map area shows the Alaska and Hawaii in separate frames. For this purpose, we need to create 3 individual data frames, because in one data frame, you can only show your contents in one scale. You cannot zoom in for just part of it. Okay, for this exercise, we need to create 3 separate data frames. Each will have its own scale and other things. So go to Insert, Data Frame. You see here, you have created a new data frame, and this is the one that you just created. We can left click it twice and change the name. Alaska. So you see the corresponding changes in the layout view. Let's go ahead, insert another data frame. Left click twice, Hawaii. Now you see we have 3 separate data frames. And then you've noticed when I click on the specific data frame in the layout view, this becomes bold in the data frame window, which means this is the current and active data frame, okay? So this is one way to choose how to activate a data frame, and all the functions that you perform here will be applied to the active data frame. So now I have Hawaii highlighted as my current and active data frame, but if you go back to the data view, you don't see anything. That's because under this data frame, we don't have any data yet. It's empty. We need to add data to the data frame. We can right-click on the state layer, select copy, right-click on the data frame, select paste layers, and then go ahead, paste layers. Now you see it shows up in your map window. So if we go back to your layout view, you will see, we have exactly the same content showing in all three data frames. Now we can go ahead and make changes and make our map better. So let's go to the first data frame and go back to the data view, to the window. Let's zoom in. If you go back to the layout view, you can see now the view changed. We are only focusing on the continental states. Go back to the data view. Let's go ahead. There's the other way to activate a data frame. Right-click on it and select Activate. So now I'm focusing on Alaska. Again, let's zoom in to the extent that we need. And go ahead, do the same for Hawaii. Now we can go back to the layout view and make our map. Okay, so this looks like a good layout for my map. Now we need to add the other very important accessories, including title, text, label, and legend to tell your reader, what they are looking at. Okay, let's go to Insert, Title. Let's put United States. If you want to change the font size, color, and everything, right-click on the title, go to Properties, go to Change Symbol. Now you can make it larger. You can change the color. And you can change the font type as you wish. For this too, I'm going to insert text because you can only have one title for one map. Again, right-click, Properties. This will be Hawaii. Change symbol. Make it a little bit bigger. Let's do the same for Alaska. Right-click, Properties. Change symbol. I'm going to make them bold. So right-click, Properties, change symbol. So, okay. Now we need scales. Go to Insert, Scale bar. Choose the style that you like. Click OK. Remember, Alaska is my activated data frame now, so this scale belongs to this data frame. We need to zoom in a little bit so we can see it better. Let's go back. Okay. Go back. Select the scale. Now we can make adjustment so you don't have some strange numbers here. This looks okay to me. So let's go to the Hawaiian data frame. Activate it. Insert scale bar. Select the style you like, but please keep it consistent within one map. Again, make some adjustments. Okay. So activate, insert scale bar, the same style. $150. Perfect. Now we need our north arrow. Insert north arrow. Again, pick the style that you like and place in the appropriate places. Now we need to insert a neat line. So this is a border, the border line surrounding your map, so it looks neat. So we have a nice map. Now, but we can do more changes. First, you can change the color of the layer to differentiate it if you wish. There are a couple of ways to do that. One, you can right-click on the layer, go to Properties, double-click on the color, and then you can change the color. you can change other things. The other way, you can directly double click on the color square and change the color. I'm going to show you some other things that you can do. Right click on the state layer, go to properties. Now we can show one color for all the objects in your layer, or you can show different colors based on different values. For example, state name, add all values. So you will see each state is being assigned a different color. Let's go ahead, click OK, and see how it looks. So now you can see the state boundaries a little bit better because it's showing a different line. I'm going to show you something else. Again, right click on the layer, go to properties. Instead of showing different colors by category or unique values, select quantities. In value, select population 1999. So these actually shows you population distribution. Go ahead, click OK, see what happens. So now this map tells you something else. You can quickly see which state has larger population, California, Florida, Texas, and which state has relatively less population. So now, since we've changed the colors and everything, we need to add a legend so the readers of the map know what they are looking at. Go to Insert Legend. That's the layer. Click Next. And next. We don't need to change any of that. So this is the legend that we just added. Looks like the map is too crowded, so we have to make some adjustment. So let's do something here. Move things around a little bit. So making map is also an art. You have to pay attention to those details and make it presentable, professional, and meaningful. That's it. Okay. So if you notice, this numbers was not exactly that readable, so we can go back and make changes to it. Let's right click on the layer, go to properties. In this, you can change how many classes you wish. You can change the threshold to differentiate. Okay, so this is more readable and meaningful. Let's click OK. So you will see the map may change slightly, and the legend looks more readable now. But still, we have a lot of digits. Let's see if there's something more we can do. Go to Properties, Label. Let's add the separator. So again, it's not exact science, and there's no exact rules that you have to follow, but try to keep the readers in mind and make your maps user-friendly and meaningful. Okay. Okay, since we've changed the content a little bit, so the scales changed. So let's go ahead, make some adjustments. Okay, good. Now look at the whole map, look to make sure everything else is neat. I think we have a good map now. So if you're satisfied with your map, you can go ahead and save it. Click on the Save button. And this is you can change the name, United States. This is an MXD file, so it has everything that you just worked on. It saves the map layout. It saves the data that you have added. You can also go ahead and export the map file, export map, export it into a JPEG file and save. So if we go to the folder, you will see you see one MXD file that you just saved and one JPEG file. Okay. Let's close it. This MXD file, it doesn't contain the actual data. Remember at the beginning, we tell ArcGIS where your data are saved, connects to the folder. So this MXD file actually calls the data from your corresponding table and presents the work that you have done. It saves the work that you have done here, but your data are still where you saved them originally. Okay, so if you want to, for example, send the data to somebody else, then you need to send the MXD file as well as the original file, okay, together. So this is where you can see the original file, and it's in my D drive. For you, probably it's a different folder and data, okay? So under the folder USA States, these are the files that I use. So if you want to transfer your work to somebody else, you need to save all the files here. You need to send all the files here along with the MXD file that you just created, okay? So for this task, we learned how to create 3 separate data frames and how to prepare a map using different scales.